Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. Today we're going to be taking a look at Motive. He's going to be playing against an ASL champion in the form of Royal. Now, if you haven't kept up with, the ASL, or now known as SSL, to mention, obviously both these guys in ASL this season. Motive having kind of an embarrassing showing, but he is a fantastic player. I've casted so many of his games on this channel. He's one of probably, I would bet you he's in the top 10 for the number of casts on this channel. That's my gut feeling. I have really casted a lot of Motive games. So, I wanted to go ahead and show another game of his. So let's see how he does here against Royal. I think he came in with some great plans and it just did not work out for him, and that happens, man. It's not even that he really played all that poorly or anything, but, crazy things can happen. What can you do? So, anyways, we are on... Why am I forgetting the name of this map suddenly? Oh my gosh. Well... It'll come back to me. But yeah, it's one of our new maps. This is the one where the third base is kind of far away and the fourth base doesn't exist. It is so incredibly far away. It's like one of these 4-base, 12 or 4-player 12-base layouts with a center area as well. So far, this map, I find it kind of interesting in a couple matchups. This matchup in particular, TVP. I personally find this map incredibly difficult because the fourth base just doesn't exist. Where are you supposed to take it? But the other matchups for Terran, I quite enjoy here. I've had insane Terran versus Terrans here, and there's not too much wrong with it. TVZ, the minerals are kind of against the wall, so definitely you can have some trouble against Meatless Harassment. But I think overall the layout is kind of interesting. So, anyways, I've talked about this a little bit before, but big kudos to Afrika TV for getting a really good map pool this season. By the way, he's just being chased so hard. Motive has already dealt 30 damage to this SCV, which is kind of crazy. And I don't know if he actually really scouted anything, or I think he saw the gateway, right? I think he went up high enough, but maybe I'm wrong about that. Looks like he wants to go around, and look at this. The probe is going to catch him. Oh my god. LOL. Look at this poor SCV. 25 health left. Very good juking and jiving for sure. There's a lot of clicking going on to make the move, or the following probe actually stay right behind the SCV. And the thing is, just clicking something somewhere is not as efficient as if you give it, continual commands. The pathing that things have. I once did an episode of the Pylon Show a long time ago where one of the best map makers in the world explained how the pathing is actually calculated in Brood War. And it's just you just don't get perfect paths. It's part of the reason why, for instance, you get a lot of mineral boosting that occurs. So yeah, that's part of the reason why you can kind of catch things if you really micro heavily. I actually love that exists. Not this in particular. The fact that you can chase down a worker with your worker and kill it is stupid. But I love the fact that you can get quicker paths by putting in more time and effort, right? You can actually do that. I think that's fantastic. Anyways, let me know in the comments actually if you guys like that as well. Obviously, you don't like the fact that probes and drones can kill SCVs without any repercussions, but I do wonder if people think that that's a cool thing, that you don't just get the fastest path by right-clicking somewhere. I love that you can just make anything work better in this game if you want to put the time and effort in. So anyways, Motive here, just with a fast expansion, does whittle down a couple of Marines, so that's kind of nice. Mines on the way as well as a tank, so it looks like very likely we'll have a push out here with that first tank. The Vulture kind of going all over the place here. I'm not sure why it went all the way to the bottom left. Is he actually... What is this all about? I'm really not sure about this one. He's obviously hiding in case a goon is coming for him, but this is so far away. It's not a very common place. Anyways, I'm not entirely sure. one tank out. Normally when you make a tank this early while going mines, you'll end up pushing out with Marines and siege tanks to get your mines out on the map. Like these just kind of like escort the vulture out. Normally it doesn't really get much damage or anything. It'd be pretty surprising to even kill a Dragoon with it, but like normally that's what you do if you make that siege tank. Maybe he was afraid of some pressure, but that never occurred. Anyways, the vulture comes back, a couple mines being laid. Up here, Motive with the 2-gate observer tech. Looks like he's probably getting ready to take a third base. That's the most common course of action. In the meantime, we have basically what looks like upgrade Terran coming out of Royal. He has that very fast armory, and he has that engineering bay. So Armory eBay, I don't think this is that strong a build in the current metagame. But Royal does still like it. He kind of stopped doing it for a little bit, and then Flash started doing it, and then he started doing it again. So I don't know if that was egged on by Flash, but Royal has always been someone who really likes the optimizations involved with Upgrade Terran. So yeah, not entirely sure of that. Now, you can see over here on Motive's side, everything's really well timed out. He has a good, healthy amount of Dragoons, just producing constantly off of the 2 gateways. Getting that Nexus up very quickly. He's actually down in probes just slightly. So really great SCV production here from Royal. What? Oh, okay. He actually just canceled 2 turrets right there. So this shows the level of optimizations that he's going for. The reason he canceled those is because an observer was here with these goons and he was shooting down some mines. So when you see that, you're like, oh, okay, well, there probably will be a Reaver, but not yet. So we can cancel those turrets, build some other stuff, and then build the turrets later. Now, obviously, you're losing some money, so at some point, it's not smart to cancel, but I would say here it was a little bit better, right? He's getting this third factory up pretty quickly and everything. Ooh, Motive with a little bit of a push into here. His observer sees what's going on. Okay, he'll just run away as he siege. Not a bad move, though. I like that type of idea in case your opponent's siege is a little bit late. And you do cost him some minerals in there as well. Oh, my God. Catches a few of the probes actually transferring, and there's nothing here. If he had been super on top of things, he could have chased those down and gotten more kills. Wow. Really well-placed vultures. Don't even know how he got those in there, but that is a fantastic move. And, in fact, the probes come back out, and he will end up killing, like, 2-3 more. So now we're at 44 workers against 39. Looking really good for Royal at the moment. He is getting some Goliaths, by the way. So this might count as his anti-air now, that he didn't have to get the turrets. Wow, that would have been a fantastic cancel on those turrets. He will eventually remake turrets, by the way, just to make this clear. Like, if you're going to push out or take a third, you can't keep your Goliaths in your main anymore, so you start adding turrets. And you can see here, much different turret locations. The turret locations that you saw him going for down here, these are hedging against multiple things. It's like, okay, it could be Reaver, you know, it could be DT, who knows, right? So you kind of have them close to your buildings, and it's much easier to defend earlier. Later on, turrets on the edge of your base are better. Looking back at Motive's side here, looks like he wants to get the top left base. A couple mines laid there very smartly from Royal. Going to go ahead and block that Nexus a little bit, and you know, as important as blocking the Nexus is knowing that Motive wants to take it right now. That's a big deal to know about. Also, by the way, look at this. 44 SCVs, no SCVs being produced. So even though this kind of looked like an Upgrade Terran type of play, it's a 5 factory at this point. And like, this is definitely just a timing push that's going to be coming out. Now, this map can be a little bit difficult for that. Can be a little bit difficult, right? Like, he's going to be sitting up this hill. He's going to be able to slow him down with the double Reavers and the shuttle and the Dragoons up there as well. We have the barracks floating up. Ooh, very sloppy there. It takes a lot of damage on one of the Reavers. Going to leapfrog forward a little bit here. You know, right now Royal is like a little bit all in since he only has 44 SCVs. He doesn't have a lot to go back to if this push doesn't work. Zealot legs on the way. That is an important thing. He's basically got to get Zealot legs done before the siege tanks are here. That's the important thing. I don't know if he's going to be able to do that. This push is looking pretty fast, pretty scary. He's got just enough Goliaths to kind of push it back. The leapfrogging is pretty quick. Okay, that looks like it should be a good pickoff. Yep, gets a good pickoff there. Pulls back. This is what you need, man. He's forcing siege, unsiege, siege, unsiege. This is exactly what you need to do as Motive. Motive here on the 3 bases, producing zealots. He's got the 6 gates that we're always talking about you really want. Another couple good scarabs come out. Look at that. Loses a goon, but gets a tank. Very, very worth. Drops those Reavers out of range of these siege tanks. Dude, I think he's gonna end up holding this. Now, it's not 100% yet, but Zealot legs are almost done. And as they get done, you'll probably engage right here. As the tanks are starting to come through into this more wide open area. Ooh, he just lost both of his Reavers. So definitely a little bit of a misplay, or a lot of bit of a misplay there from Motive. But he is about to have a bunch more Zealots out. Those legs are almost done. And it's all about stopping this push, again, before it gets here. Once it gets on the high ground, in trenches with some turrets and stuff, you push in, you kind of control that area. You can kill this base, you can kill this base, right? It becomes really, really difficult. Now, loads up a couple Zealots with another Reaver here in this speed shuttle. It is pretty badly hurt, so that is an issue. Okay, gonna go ahead, try to get a Scarab out. Good pullback there. Ooh, picks it up before the volley hits. See a very nice arc right now from Motive. Motive up 10 workers. So not up that much army supply, honestly. Okay, starts to drop things off. He doesn't get the Reaver out, so that is a bit painful. Running forward with these Zealots. Does he actually have enough here? Oh my gosh. The targeting onto the Dragoons is very, very good, but it looks like he's targeting all of his tanks at once. The Zealots getting on top of these siege tanks. Very, very close battle here. And it looks like Motive will be able to break this army completely, and this might end up being game, but he's only got a couple Dragoons, so there might actually be a secondary push that Royal tries for here. There is the possibility. If he can kill all this, push it back real quick and get this position, he still has a little bit of a chance because that was a pretty even trade overall. Siege is up. Oh, he's sieging up a little bit further away. I feel like he should have taken the risk of getting up to here. This isn't that strong. Yeah, he's going to GG. After a couple scans there, he sees the type of position he's in. You know what? I think that this was actually like an excellent game to learn from. And this is a big part of why 5 Factory is not so popular anymore. If we can jump back just a little bit here, right? So this is like a pretty standard 5 Factory that he's trying to do. And you can see the leapfrogging of the Reavers. And that slows it down and forces the siege and the re-siege. And then when you get the Zealot legs, by the time you have the Zealot legs, like, basically you get up to whatever Dragoon amount you want. Like, different players make different amounts. Here we can see 9 plus another 7, right? So he's got 16 in 2 different groups. And he's just kind of, like, whittling it down as it comes to the north. And then when you get those Zealot legs, as long as you're in a wide open area and not in a choke or going up a ramp or something like that, then Protoss becomes very favored. It's really the Zealot legs that you're buying time for. This is something that we've kind of figured out at this point about these pushes. So I think that this was too slow. This is the older way that people were doing the push. You know, we've seen a few games. I've casted a few games on here of both Flash and Speed doing a much faster push. Wait, actually, the Speed game was of an 8-fact 3-base push that I'm thinking of. Those are overlapping my head because Flash was doing that as well. But we've seen some pre-leg timing pushes. And yeah, those are... I feel like those are the ones that you want to hit right now in this current metagame. Maybe something like this will come back in a year or two, but we'll see. Anyways, I think that was excellent, and we get to see Motive is a very strong player. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. I'm quite happy with that game. I love seeing the fundamentals and the reasons why certain things are strong shown very clearly against each other. So hope you guys enjoyed as well. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.